Construction documents incorporate many kinds of symbols. Revit has dedicated tools for text, dimension, tags, and keynotes. For any other kind of symbol, we can use generic annotation families. Such families can represent any symbol we require. Let's go ahead and have a look. I'm in a file called Symbols, looking at a first floor plan. And we have a couple symbols that are already in the file based on the template that we started with. On the Annotate tab, way over at the right, we can find the symbol tool. And again, as I said, these are just generic annotation symbols, and there's a couple of them that are loaded in here. Let's start with a north arrow, pretty simple north arrow. You can just kind of place that somewhere down in the corner of the drawing. Now, if I click on it, you may be expecting the north arrow to kind of actually know what direction north is, and that wouldn't be that unreasonable an expectation for somebody using a program like Revit. But it turns out that the north arrow is just a generic annotation symbol. It doesn't actually have any quote-unquote smarts built into it. So you literally have to select it, go to rotate, and then put in some sort of an angle here for whatever north is. So let's say the north was at 20 degrees. We just put in 20 degrees and we press enter. Now it turns out that when you click the symbol tool, there actually is an option here where you can check to say rotate after placement. That takes you right into the rotation option after you place the symbol. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's look at the center line symbol. Really simple symbol. I'm going to kind of place it over here, up towards the top of the plan. Click Modify. Zoom in, like so. So we've got these two dimensions here, where it's an equal dimension. Let's go ahead and select this symbol. We'll click Rotate again. Type in 90 degrees. And then use the little move handle that's on there and just drag it like so. And that tells us we've got a center line right there. I'm going to do ZF for zoom to fit. So there aren't any more currently in this project. So we'll go over here to the Insert tab and we'll click on Load Family. That takes us to our library folder like we've seen in previous movies. And I'm going to go to the Annotations folder and scroll down a little bit. And we got a couple graphic scales right here. I'm going to go ahead and choose this one, 1-8. Click Open. Go back over to my Annotate tab. Click on the symbol tool. See the graphic scale is listed there. And I'll go ahead and place it right about here. Now, it's a little tough to judge the actual scale here. But if you zoom in on this, if we were to actually measure these points, it is accurately telling us the distance. I'm going to go ahead and zoom previous. And it might be easier to kind of see if we go ahead and open up our floor plan sheet. So here's our floor plan sheet. We'll zoom in. This is our first floor plan, and you can kind of see the graphic scale there with the north arrow. So it looks a little better in context when you see it surrounded by the rest of the drawing, and how it sits on the sheet makes a little bit more sense. So those are some different symbols that we can add in to our projects. If you don't have a quote-unquote smart symbol for the task that you're trying to do, you can basically create these generic annotations, which, again, they're not terribly smart in the sense that they don't react to things or they're not linked to anything, but they do the job of giving us a symbol that we need. There are a few other types of items that you might want to look at. We've got spot elevations, spot coordinates, and even slope symbols. So no computer design program would be complete without the ability to add various symbols required by architectural documentation, and Revit is no exception. In this movie, we saw just a few simple examples of the symbol tool in action, and we can use those to put the finishing touches on our various drawings and plans.